My friend forgot I was behind him. I was standing in line in a fast food place when I heard someone say, "That guy is always late. I've never seen him get his life together." It was my friend talking about me. The only problem, I was standing directly behind him. He turned around, saw me, and immediately went silent. The ride home was the quietest we've ever had. What? I don't understand that one. Okay? My dad's best advice. I got my first paycheck. I wanted to spend it all. My dad stopped me and said, "If you spend all your first paycheck, you will spend all your last one too." I saved half of it. Years later, that's still the rule I follow. That's great advice. The fake screenshot. Someone edited a fake screenshot to make it look like I'd been talking badly to my friends. Everyone believed it until they noticed the timestamps. It said I'd sent the message while it was. He never forgot who spoke to him. The lost ring. My grandmother lost her ring, her wedding ring. The family searched for hours. Nothing. Weeks later, she opened a bag of flour. The ring was inside. She had been baking when it slipped off without her noticing. The smart student. One guy in class acted like he knew everything. He laughed whenever someone asked a question. During the final presentation, he couldn't answer the final question the lecturer asked him. Turns out confidence isn't the same as knowledge. The free lunch. Someone accidentally delivered food to my house. I called the restaurant. They said they couldn't take it back and thanked me for being honest. Free lunch tastes even better when you didn't try to steal it. The forgotten birthday. Everyone forgot my birthday. At first, I was upset. Then I realized I'd forgotten 2 birthdays earlier that year myself. Now I put every important birthday in my calendar. Problem solved. The broken headphones. I found my headphones had stopped working. I spent hours trying to fix them. Then I realized the volume was muted, not muted. I'd never felt smarter and dumber at the same time. My neighbor's cat. A cat kept coming to my yard every day. I'd pet it and send it home. Months later, I moved. On my last day, the cat sat outside my door for hours. I'm convinced it knew I was leaving. I connected to you. The class bet. Our teacher bet the class no one could score 100 on the test. One student did. The teacher walked in next day carrying a chocolate bar. He kept his promise. The gym guy. There was a huge guy at the gym who looked terrifying. One day I figured out how to use a machine. He walked over. I thought he was gonna tell me I was doing it wrong. Instead, he smiled and spent 5 minutes teaching me. Never judge people by their appearance. The wrong text. I got a text saying, "I miss you." Wrong number. I replied, "I think you'd have gotten the wrong person." They apologized. 6 months later, I bumped into the same person through mutual friends. Now we're actually friends. Funny how life works. The last bus. I missed the last bus home by about 30 seconds. I was annoyed until another guy waited nearby, offered to split an Uber. We talked the whole ride. A year later, we started a business together. Sometimes missing your plans leads to a better one. Now, we have a bonus. We're going to have confessions. I let my best friend take the blame. I'd never told anyone this because honestly, I'm ashamed of it. When I was 16, my friend panicked and ran. I ran too. The next morning, the principal called both of us into the office. Apparently, someone had seen us leaving the building. The principal asked who threw the ball. I knew it was me, but I stayed quiet. My friend looked at me for a second. I thought he was waiting for me to speak. Instead, he sighed and said, it was probably me. I still didn't say anything. He got detention for a week and had to help pay for the broken window. I walked out without any punishment. He never blamed me, never even asked why I said I stayed quiet. few months later, his family moved away, and we slowly lost touch. It's been years since then, but I still think about the day more often than I'd like to admit. People always say the hardest people to forgive is yourself. I'd finally understand what they meant. If you're somehow reading this, I'm sorry. I should have spoken up. Damn. Alright, we have another one. We have this one is an entitled parent tried to make me give her son my birthday cake. So, this happens years ago, and I still can't believe it. I was celebrating my birthday at a family restaurant. My grandparents had saved up to buy me a pair of wireless headphones I'd wanted for months. They weren't cheap, so I was genuinely grateful. After lunch, I opened the gift at the table. A little boy sitting a few tables away noticed the headphones and started staring at them. A few seconds later, he walked over and asked if he could see them. I let him hold the box for a moment before politely taking it back. He returned to his table. About 5 minutes later, his mom marched over with him. She smiled and said, "My son really likes those headphones." I smiled back and said, "Yeah, I'm really excited to use them." She looked at me like I'm missing the point. "So, are you gonna let him have them?" I actually laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She said, "He will enjoy them more than you will." I told her they are my birthday gift from my grandparents and that I wasn't gonna give them away. Her smile disappeared. She crossed her arms and said, "Wow, I hope no one raised my son to be this selfish." At this point, everyone at our table had gone quiet. My granddad calmly said, "Ma'am, we bought those for our grandson." She rolled her eyes and replied, "He's just a child. He deserves to be happy." My granddad didn't even hesitate. "So does my grandson." The boy started crying because his mom kept telling him he was supposed to get the headphones. Instead of calming him down, she pointed at me and said, "See, he's the reason you're upset." The restaurant manager came over to ask what was happening. Before everyone else spoke, the mom loudly claimed I'd stolen the headphones from her son. The manager looked confused and asked for proof. The grandmother pulled the gift receipt from her handbag. The manager took one look at it and turned to the woman. "Those headphones belong to them." The mom grabbed the son's hand, muttered something under her breath, and stormed out the restaurant. The funniest part? The little boy looked back at me as they were leaving and quietly said, "Sorry, I felt bad for him. He wasn't the problem. His mom was."